I'm going to show you a story about our house from heck. This is in reference to my last video. I talked about how we have a literal house in another state. And I had people like, what the heck? Are you moving? You better not be moving. You better not be leaving Texas. And we're not. I just need to tell a story. Let's go back to 2020. My husband and I bought our first house. An okay house. We were planning on flipping it. We're planning on flipping in it and enjoying it for a few years, or just flipping it and then selling it, making some money, buying a new property, continuing to do that. Well, we were on staff at an amazing church that started to blow up right after COVID. That was amazing for our jobs. That was amazing for our life. That was amazing for our growth, for our spiritual growth, mental growth. That was amazing for the growth of us as people. Now for our house that we were planning on remodeling, that was not great because everything took 500 years longer than it should have. We're on staff at our church. Things are going awesome. My husband has a dream. We are going to be inheriting the church building that he grew up going to as a child, and we're going to be lead pastors of it. That was never our plan. We actually never wanted to be lead pastors. We never wanted to plant churches. Turns out the dream was prophetic, and that was going to happen. We needed to get our remodel done as fast as possible so that way we could sell it and buy a house here in Texas. So we are from Texas. We were on staff at a church in Washington. We were going to come back to Texas and plant a church here. So we tell our pastor about this dream. He says, you got to do it. I could be butchering the timeline, but I'm pretty sure we tell him around November. He is recommending we move before Easter. And so that's very fast. That's very soon. So we need to get this house finished. My husband's dad comes up, helps us get everything ready to go. We've already found a house here in Texas. We're on a contingent sell. So once our house in Washington sells, we'll close. We'll purchase our house here in Texas. The house here in Texas is beautiful. We've been able to pick all of the finishes because it was actually new construction, and we got in at like the perfect time. Stop trying to take my microphone. No. So things sound great. Well, the people that were going to buy our house in Washington, we had an attached garage that had a little bit of settling on it. They wanted to pull permits, see what it would cost to do some updates on it, to fix all those things. Well, when they pulled permits, the permit office finds out that we didn't pull permits for any of our remodel because we're done. Okay, listen, you don't gotta tell us. We know. Okay, we've learned our lesson. So those people back out of the deal, which means we lose our house here in Texas. That all happened in 2023. So we are planting a new church here in Texas while also trying to work with a permit office in the state of Washington to finish our home in Washington. We had to pull up all of the work we did, all of it. We had to pull everything back to the studs. They had to see everything, and a lot of it needed to be redone. So wonderful. So this is just kind of sort of the journey we've been on since then. It's not that we bought a terrible house and it's in a terrible neighborhood and it's just unsellable. It's that we were dumb. Okay, we were dumb, and it takes time, and we don't live in Washington, so it just takes a long time to get stuff done. Amazing people, even ourselves, pray and be like, Lord, what is wrong with this house? Is it cursed? Are we cursed? But my husband actually had a moment with the Lord, and we were like, oh my gosh, Jesus literally saved our lives on this. Because the thing was, if the people that were originally going to buy our house bought it, they pulled permits, found out we messed up, they could have sued us. They could have sued us for everything. The state of Washington, if you lose in a court case, you have to pay for their lawyer fees. We have to pay for their lawyer fees, our lawyer fees. We would have had to pay for all of the fixings on the house. They would have been able to pick the general contractor for it. It would have been astronomically insane. You know, like the scene where Joe Exotic is like, I will never financially recover from this. That would have been us at the time. Honestly, it's felt like the house from heck. But the Lord has saved us in all of it. And what's so crazy is the house that we had picked here in Texas that we were looking at, it had sold, obviously. That was 3 years ago. And we were literally saying, wouldn't it be crazy if by the time we're able to buy a house again, that house popped back up? Well, crazy. It's actually back on the market right now. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm not saying we're going to end up getting that house or anything, but wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be like the Lord if we end up in that house? It would be wild. With all of that, since we lost our house and moved here to Texas, we were living in a family home. Things were going pretty good. Then my second son was born, found out he had severe eczema. We discovered mold. And so we figured that might be a contributing factor. So we moved out and we moved where we are living now, where you just saw the video that I posted last week. We were living in my parents' backyard in their little pool house, or as we call it, the hut. And it is tight. It is not my favorite, but I'm so thankful that we have somewhere to live. I wish we weren't paying a mortgage on a house in a completely other state. And I wish we had our own house here in Texas, but this is just the season that we're in. I am so thankful that we have amazing family. I'm so thankful that we have a roof over our heads. And yeah, the Lord has just been so good in all of this. So thanks for following along. I'm just bringing you along on the adventure that we're going on right now.